Welcome to Seattle Side Up TV. My name is Abraham Deweese, and this is Rave Green Magazine. With us today is Ian Loney, and editor for Seattle Side Up for Seattle Sounders and all things soccer, Rich Michelson. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, Abe. Doing great.
Excellent. All right, today the Seattle Sounders defeated Real Salt Lake, the Claret and Cobalt, by a score of 3-1. Launching them into the playoffs. I'm excited, guys. This is the 7th year in a row. What does this mean for us, Rich Michelson?
Well, this is huge. I mean, this is the longest string of playoffs that Seattle has ever seen. 7 years in a row, quite an accomplishment. And this year was super exciting. Decision day, or hashtag decision day as MLS had it. They had all 10 games being played within a 4.5-hour period of time. 4 in the Eastern Conference kicked it off, and then the 5 in the Western Conference finished it off, along with the one that decided the Supporters' Shield, which was played simultaneously with Dallas and New York kind of vying to see who was the top team for the regular season. It was great.
I totally agree. Ian, today's game saw 3 goals within the first 15 minutes. Did the Sounders come to dominate or what?
I think they wanted to make a statement, and they wanted to leave no doubt that they were going to make the playoffs this year. For this team and this organization, the way it's been built, not making the playoffs is just an unacceptable way for a season to go. And the fact that they have that culture of winning is a really good thing. We saw the return of the Clint Femi show in a big way today. I mean, they were all over the place, passing the ball around, making their shots, getting rebounds, doing all the things they do well. It was really good to see.
Rich, I know you're going to write the article tonight. The recap for this game. Who was your man of the match?
Marco Papa.
What'd you see out of him that you liked?
Everything that I want to see out of an attacking winger is what I saw. Now, his counterpart on the other side, Ivanchitz, was also very, very good, but Papa took it to a whole nother level. This was vintage Papa at his very best, cutting inside, dancing with his feet, passing the ball perfectly all over, winning the ball out, chasing down the goalkeeper who's dinking around with the ball from 40 yards away, putting pressure all over the field. So you had your players, their assigned positions, and then you had Marco Papa, who I think Schmidt said basically go do your thing, which was great because he was vintage Papa. It was great.
That's awesome.
That's when he's at his best.
Ian, where was this from Papa all year?
I think that they've been trying to define him they've been restricting him in a certain regard. Like you said, they just kind of let him go free today. I think they've been trying to craft him into a more traditional winger, which he's not. He likes to collapse inside. He likes to do his thing. He likes to be creative, and I think that's when he's at his best. I think they actually need a winger long term, and that's why I think Valdez is going to end up being the every week starter in that position.
Ian, you think converting Nelson Valdez to a winger is a good idea?
Maybe not a true winger, more like a 4-3-3, but I think that's what the way their philosophy is heading. Yes.
Rich, you're a very big fan of the 4-3-3.
Yes.
Ziggy doesn't do that.
That's true. Ziggy does not do that, but Ziggy likes to get the maximum amount of talent on the field at the same time, and he's all about his players. His philosophy, yes, he likes the 4-4-2 is his formation of choice, but he likes good, creative players on the pitch. And if he could, he'd play something called total football, which is all 11 players attacking at the same time and all 11 players defending at the same time with not necessarily set positions. Now, in practical terms, it doesn't usually work very well, but we saw a lot of this today. We saw Brad Evans coming up and making runs out of the back. We saw the 2 fullbacks on the left and right pushing way up into the midfield. It was a total team effort, and then they would fall back very, very quickly. Real Salt Lake did not have a significant counterattack the whole night.
No.
Ian, please tell me that we're that much better than Real Salt Lake. Because that was what I saw was us taking a team to the woodshed and making them go home crying in a pool of their own tears.
Yes, that's pretty much what it was. They looked good. They did what they needed to do. They needed to go out and dominate a game. They gave my nerves 3 days to relax a little bit by not having a tense down to the minute game, which was nice. It was nice just watching them 3 goals up 20 minutes in and just having them cruise to the win. So
Excellent.
looking forward to Wednesday.
Excellent. I watched the game today down at the local watering hole. What I saw was a team that they decided they're not going to worry about what happened this season. They're going to go into the rest of this. It started with Wednesday. They're going to go into the playoffs and take teams to task. Speaking of playoffs, LA Galaxy come to CenturyLink. Is that a big deal? The home team advantage in a playoff game, Rich?
It's a dominant advantage. LA, do you want to hear their record, Abe? This will make you smile.
Okay.
2-9-6 on the road.
Wow.
With a negative 20 goal differential.
Negative 20?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, they've got rolled at home on the road a lot this year.
Oh my gosh. Well, what's the problem? What's the problem, Ian? Why do they suck on the road so much?
Your guess is as good as mine. They have a very veteran team. I mean, they have Keane and Gerard and all those guys. You'd think they wouldn't have any problems on the road, but for whatever reason, this year they just haven't been able to put it together on the road this year. They're a completely different team, night and day when they're at home versus on the road.
Dos Santos came in with a huge fanfare. Rich, I haven't heard anything from Giovanni Dos Santos lately.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He came in the transfer window, big signing, massive amounts of money. And here's the problem, is that in the first couple of weeks, he and Keane, tons of chemistry, looked kind of like Oba and Deuce. There's a problem. Both he and Keane like to do the exact same things. Other teams are able to scout him. They're both basically the same type of player, kind of like a Clint Dempsey, but a little bit different, but similar. They're not that target forward. They're not up front banging with the center forwards. They'd like to withdraw. They'd like to come back and get the midfield. Well, you got two of those players, no one up front. Guess what happens? It means the defense can collapse on you even more. People have scouted LA. They haven't had a solution. And Dos Santos is known for pouting. I think he's been pouting a little bit the last couple of months.
You bet. Ian, in the playoffs, the Galaxy are our boogeyman. Them in RSL, but I'm a little worried about them this year. Are you worried?
I think on paper they're very good, and like you said, they have our number in the playoffs. They seem to be the ones that knock us out every year. But I just have a good feeling about this year. I think they're gonna take it to them, especially if they play like they did tonight.
Rich, is that because the Sounders are now healthy, with the exception of Roman Torres? We got everybody.
Mm-hmm. We do, and more than just the health per se, because we've been healthy for about a month. We had a knock here or there, mm-hmm. but we've actually been healthy. Like, guys are standing up. The issue has been chemistry. What I saw tonight was a team that not only was healthy, but had a plan of attack, had chemistry. Guys were running onto balls that 2 weeks ago they were just missing. I mean, this was a team that knew where each guy was expecting to go. And yeah, there was some sloppy passes here or there, but for the most part, it was really, really great. What
I saw today from our back line was Chad Marshall shutting everybody down. Mm-hmm. Osvaldo Alonso covering pretty much the whole field. Ian, who's your MVP for this season for the Sounders?
Oh, the MVP for this season? The overall MVP for this season's got to be Oba. I mean, the season he's had scoring goals and carrying the team for stretches this year, as far as what scoring we've had, has been phenomenal. I think overall, though, the defense has been the real highlight of this season. They haven't scored a whole lot of goals, but they're tied for the lowest goals against in the league with Vancouver.
You know what?
It's been a phenomenal year defensively.
I did a disservice. Obafemi didn't score today. But I hadn't realized this. He's scored in like 7 straight games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been on fire this year.
That's crazy. Rich, I'm going to throw this to you. Who's your MVP for the season?
My MVP for the Sounders for the season is actually Stephen Fry. He has stepped up his game out of the back. He has organized that defense. He is always communicating with his backs. And he is the one that has done that. Also, he has actually been a key part to the attack, which you probably don't notice. The Sounders go on an attack and nothing's there, and they play the ball back all the way back to Fry, right?
Yeah.
He has been a key part of building out of the back, playing that possession style that Sounders fans have wanted for so long because he is so good with the ball at his feet, and he's finally tapped into his full potential as a goalkeeper. He's in the top 5 in saves against percentage. Goals allowed, obviously, leads the tied for number 1 defense in the league. So he is my MVP, not because he's better than Oba, he's not. Not because he's more versatile than Brad Evans, he's not. But because without him, we probably have a good four more losses this year.
Wow. I couldn't agree more. Let's go around the MLS. Let's talk about FC Dallas and the New York Red Bulls. Both were vying for that supporter shield. Both had 60 points this year. But the Red Bulls got the shield. Are the Red Bulls that good of a team, Rich?
They are a very good team. Here's the thing. This is not like last year in MLS where LA and Seattle were really, truly the 2 best teams in the league, and they were vying for the supporter shield, okay? Far and away, Seattle and LA were the best teams last year. New York has played in a very weak Eastern Conference and has benefited from that. With that being said, they have also beaten teams in the West, good teams in the West, and, for example, back in May, took Seattle to the brink into stoppage time before Chad Marshall or Deuce, depending on your opinion, scored the game-winning goal. So, yes, they're very, very good. Seattle certainly has the talent to beat them, but the problem is there's like 10 teams in MLS that have the talent to beat the Red Bulls right now.
Okay.
That's just how MLS is.
What's ahead of... I'm sorry, go ahead, Ian.
I was just saying there's a lot of parity right now. Yeah.
You bet. So what's ahead of us right now, if we beat the Galaxy, is we take on the Whitecaps?
Possibly.
Possibly the Whitecaps or Dallas.
Yes, it depends on how the other game goes.
Okay, who do you want? Who do you want more?
I want Vancouver just because I think with the compressed schedule, I think it would be nice just having the shorter travel. I think the shorter travel will be beneficial for us.
Okay, Rich, do you have a preference which team we take on after we defeat those hated Galaxy?
Part of me wants to agree with Ian. I mean, having the shorter travel certainly is really, really beneficial. With that being said, if we get past LA, on Sunday we'd play at home, and then we wouldn't have to go to either Dallas or Vancouver again until the following Sunday. So it's a full week. It's like a regular season type matchup, so there's no disadvantage really to whether we go to Dallas or Vancouver. Yeah, it's a shorter drive to Vancouver. It would be sweeter to beat Vancouver, I think, because of obviously the Cascadia. But honestly, I don't really care. Both teams play very similar styles that I think the Sounders are very adept at defeating.
Excellent, excellent. All right, guys. We still got to beat the Galaxy. That's the most important thing. I'm very afraid of Robbie Keane myself. Who do we need to watch out for, Ian, against the Galaxy?
I think we have to watch out for the creativity from Steven Gerrard. I think he can do a lot passing from the midfield to help set up Dos Santos and Keane as far as getting them set up for goals.
Rich, who do we got to watch out for?
I think you have to watch out for Zardes or Leggett, whoever it is that's deployed on the LA right wing. The Seattle left wingers have been a huge gaping hole, with the exception of Leo Gonzalez. Fisher and Remick defensively have been suspect, have given up key plays, have bailed out. And by bailed out, I mean done bad things defensively, have not really played great defense. So we need to protect that left flank at all costs, and that's why whoever's deployed over there is who you have to watch out for.
All right, guys. Last question for you. What will it take to make the Rave Green fans happy? Siggy Schmidt has taken us to 7 playoffs in a row, MLS record, 7. What will it take to make the fans happy?
I think at this point, for a lot of the fan base, it's MLS Cup or bust. They've come to expect success in this franchise, which is a great thing. But at some point, they're going to have to bring home the hardware, and I think it sets up fairly good for them this year. So I'm pulling for them.
Excellent, Rich.
I think that maybe 95% of the fan base is happy right now, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a very, very vocal 5% that has been calling for Siggy Schmidt's head since year 2, basically. And look, you don't fill up a stadium with 55,000 people if the fan base isn't happy.
Right.
End of discussion. You don't set attendance records that rival the number 1 soccer league in the world, the Bundesliga average.
Mm-hmm.
We average, we average along with the top 5 teams in the German league. So our fans are happy. Now, do we want a little bit more hardware? Absolutely, we want hardware. We probably even think we're entitled to some hardware, which unfortunately isn't always the case.
No,
but,
it isn't. I agree with you. I still want to see us in the finals. I want to see us in the finals. I want to see that, and I'll consider that a win. I mean, this has been a tough season, though. Maybe I should just be happy. But you know what? It's a sports. We always want more. All right, guys.
Always.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I wanted to just jump in one thing.
Rich.
One thing. So my favorite soccer guy to read is MLS analyst Matt Doyle on the MLS website. He's got great stuff, especially if you want to learn the game. Tonight on the post-game show, he did his little bracketology for the playoffs, and he actually picked the Sounders to go all the way to MLS Cup and beat the Montreal Impact. He said that the Sounders are the team best built, other than Montreal, to go to MLS Cup and win.
I'm a fan of that, and we're going to hold him to it. Thank you for joining us on SSU Live. This is Rave Green Magazine with your soccer editor, Rich Michelson, with Ian Loney, and me, Man About Town, Abraham Deweese. Have a great day, guys. Follow us on Twitter, at Seattle Side Up. Follow us on Facebook, Seattle Side Up again, and of course, SeattleSideUp.com. Have a great day, guys.